Shouts out to my people. Shouts out to my people. Sending love, positivity, and good vibes to my people, man. I hope you guys are doing good today. I'm doing great. Today's topic is start off small. You know, me going into the gym, that's where I got the topic from. I'm in the gym and I'm thinking, and I'm just buying into starting small. And every single time I do that, I reach my PRs. The biggest I ever got was when I really just bought into fuck the weight. Let's just tap into the intensity. Let's tap into the frequency. Let's tap into how many reps I can do. If you guys aren't getting sore the next day, once you reach, a plateau, okay, cool. Like once you've been working out for a while, but for that first year, 2-3 years, you really want to make sure that your body is sore. That you get rest, that you're sleeping. And that's the reason why the topic today is start off small. You got to accept where you are. Once you're able to, just set in. Like today, I stepped on a scale. I was 177. To be transparent, sometimes you step on that scale and, you lost weight. You haven't been eating. You haven't stuck to the small things. What you told yourself you was going to do, you know what I'm saying, you fell off of it. A couple weeks ago, about a month ago, I was 180. Life happened. I'm back. I was, back down to 170. I basically gained about five and, a couple extra pounds. So now I'm focused and getting back locked in to that 180 mark. And like I said, every single time I buy into this mindset of starting off small, that's when I allow myself the space that I need to grow. Sometimes you be too tough on yourself. You be thinking, oh, just because I hit my PR 315, now I got to do that every single time in the gym. And when you buy into starting off small, you focused on time under tension. You're focused on reps. You're focused on the effort that you're putting into these workouts. When you're not bought into the small, you're focused on the big. You're focused on the weight. You're focused on, not feeling the burn. Just doing, when I'm not focused on the small things and I'm focused on looking big, when I'm focused on putting up big weight, yeah, I might be able to do the weight 1 or 2 times. But when you buy into, let's use bench press, for example. Today, I could have tried to attempt to do 315. You know what I did? I got in there and the whole mindset is I'm going to just have my mind right. I'm going to hit bench so many times, even though it's 215. I'm going to hit 215 50 times, 60 times. I'm just going to keep every single time I can, come back and hit it. Oh, while I'm hitting bench press, I'm going to go over here and hit incline. And then once the weight is too much for, me to be going back and forth, I'm going to lower the weight. I'm going to just keep hitting it. And I'm just focused on I'm focused on me controlling the weight. Not just the weight, but I'm focused on the control. And I'm focused on where I'm about to be. I'm really buying into, as I'm working out, I'm not where I am right now. I am where I'm going to be a week from now. You allow yourself to grow when you start off small. There's so many examples that I can use. Got a YouTube channel. Bruh, the videos that I was making were horrible. But I bought into starting off small. You know what? I'm not focused on nothing. I just want to focus on what I can control. What I can control is uploading a video and staying consistent. And through time, you know, you learn different things. You learn how to edit. You learn. Now I'm watching other people talking about, you know, you got to have a viral thumbnail and you got to have a catchy thumb tab. And all the things you can kind of see and reflect off of the information I retain, what I did wrong, YouTube Studios, analyzing, getting data. But before I could get to the step of my page getting monetized, me making money, I had to buy into starting small. When you allow yourself to start off small, you're not in the mindset of competition, what everybody else is doing, focused on looking bad. When I tell you my videos, they weren't edited, they were horrible. And then even when I learned how to edit, even those videos, I was doing current event videos every week of what's going on in a good concept, you know, but in today's society, you can't wait. I thought that, you know, my channel was so important that the people that follow me was going to wait for me every single week to almost do like a podcast. When I could have just been, if I would go back now, I would just drop, you know, story after story just to build that content, to build that attention, to build up the followers, to build up your audience. Back in the day, it was almost like less is more. Now, more is more. You have to be seen on these algorithms and, you know, I listen to TikTok. They're like, you know, upload. You shouldn't have anything in your draft. And I'm buying into that. And you guys hear me rant about, you know, content creation and social media. So I'm not going to dive so deep in that. But really with staying in the gym, I know I'm about to really tap in to a next level that I haven't been to, because just strictly because of my mindset. Because I'm bought into, you know what, I'm going to stay consistent and my workouts are going to be intense. And you know, as long as you are on your diet and you're sore the next day, they say consistency, they say this, consistency's cool, but you want to make sure you're sore the next day. Don't injure yourself. Like I said, that's the reason why I'm buying back into starting off small. Because when you focused on the weight and how much, you know, that's how you get injured. That's when you're comparing yourself. But you know what? I'm not even going to focus on 315. I could possibly do 315. I could even do 275. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm just focus on this weight that I'm comfortable with, that I'm overly comfortable with. And then in a week's time, I'm going to be throwing this weight so much better from staying on my diet, eating. I'm going to have more energy. So like I said, I'm not even really, when I'm doing 215, I'm not bought into me doing this right now. People may be looking at you like, you know, he ain't even working out crazy today. Yeah, because I'm buying into the long haul. I'm buying into me 2 weeks from now, and I'm okay with that. And a lot of people, they go to the gym and, man, a lot of people be literally, you could turn around and dudes locked in, focused on what you doing, trying to compare. That's what happened yesterday. I got a dude that's in, and it's hard not to feed off of that energy when people are trying to compete or people focus. You know, it's a difference between people helping you in the gym, want to see you, you know, all for that, you feel me? But it just be to the point where people can focus so much on somebody else that it veers them off of what they need to do in their workout. And now they're trying to one up or, you know, do better than that person. And that might not be what you need to be focused on today. You know, everything in the gym that I'm trying to break down to you guys is you versus you. So when you accept starting off small, you're buying into where you're going to be 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. That's why, you know, even my TikTok content, I've been posting, you know, before I used to be stubborn and just do the quotes of the day. I'll give you a quote of the day, and then, you know, I wasn't busy. I was busy throughout the day so much, working and doing this and that, stretching myself thin, that, you know, now that it's kind of like I got realigned, and now I know that this is what I really about to do. Now I don't care. You know, I didn't care when I was posting the quotes of the day, but I didn't care so much so that I wasn't analyzing and was looking what was working. Now I'm putting out so much content that I'm not even focused on what's working or not. I'm focused on, you know, throwing so much shit out there that eventually people can catch on to what you're doing and the function and flow of what you got. You can either let the algorithm run you, or you can run the algorithm. But if you're gonna run the algorithm, you gotta be able to keep up with the algorithm. You gotta post consistently and all that. So, like I said, most people are focused on going viral. You know, getting that video that got 1 million views. A lot of people aren't bought into starting off so small. Starting off from the start, from the bottom, to the point where it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter if I never get that viral video, because the amount of content that I'm going to be pushing, the consistency, the shit that I can control, I'm going to be so locked in on that, you know, eventually you'll get there. And we'll do all the content. Sometimes y'all got to just, you know, put y'all feelings aside and lock into what the people who have done it, they're coming back and telling you how to do it. So, you know, I just been doing my research, y'all. So, you know, staying consistent, building these platforms, and just putting out the content. Some shit's gonna flop, some shit's not gonna be good. I know my workout content, like a lot of people's workout content / motivation, that gets viewed. You know, those are the topics, and these are the niches that don't get a lot of views. But you have to become something. Like, the reason why is because you can be the strong. I know I see people all day and night way stronger than me, but, you know, they're just at the end process. A lot of people nowadays, they want to see the journey. They want to see you start from here and you taking the steps to get to here, or they just want to see the consistency. They just don't want to see somebody just, you know, what's the fun of that? So when you buy into starting out small, you allow yourself to grow into who you need to be. Got into content creation, the gym. Like I said, when you get into a certain frequency and flow, where you know you're really about to tap in and manifest some crazy shit, it's buying into the small. Would you rather bench 315 one time? I'm bought into small. I'd rather do 3,000 push-ups. Do so many push-ups that it doesn't, you know, that one rep ain't going to amount to all the reps I'm going to do. Yeah, you might have got the weight up. Yeah, you might have looked better than me. Yeah, you might be able to brag on your PR. But I'm going to do so much. I'm going to input so much that what I know what I'm going to get out is going to be more. That's the mentality you must have. My legs, great example. I never had, you know, big legs. Now I'm just like, you know what? We're going to get big legs. Because guess what? We have small legs our whole life. You know how we're going to get in our big legs? Is to buy into small. You don't buy into big to get big. You buy into small to get big. That's how you get big. So like I said, content creation, looking crazy as hell to getting paid. Now we got 2 channels. Look crazy on this page, you know, but eventually I'm going to be giving you guys these videos, and then as well, I'm going to be reacting to self-development content on top of giving you guys shorts, motivation, workouts. I'm just, like I said, the more you're throwing and the more you're creating and the more you're just, the more you're building your brand. People might not see it. And people are judging themselves. I'm not judging myself off of Kai Cenat, off of DDG. I'm basing myself off of people right now, locally. I don't see a lot of people doing reaction videos. I don't know a lot of, maybe broader Ohio. And I know a lot of rappers. I know a lot of people that got jobs, and that's no slight to them. But those are the people that I've experienced from a day to day. People that got jobs. And if you don't got a job, you more so entrepreneurship, which gets into content creation. I don't know a lot of content creation. The reason why people mess up is because they're comparing themselves to big. They're comparing themselves to Kai and DDG and J Cinco, Ben, Reggie, Tyler. Like, you could keep going down and down. Phantom. Or are you going to compare yourself to you and the version of who you are and what you capable of and how you can lock in? Like, right now, I'm dang near like bump the clubs, bump everything. I'm about to just sit at my desk and create content to the point where it's just like, it's undoubtedly in how you start small. I'm not focused on going to Kai's house or beefing with one of these. So start small. We talked about content creation. We talked about going into the gym. Next, I would like to speak about women. Women is a great example of starting off small. You don't want to rush a relationship. Y'all, if the woman isn't more interested in seeing you, you dang near just like, when you have the concept of, I know my worth, I know what I could give, like, I know who I am, and I know where I am right now, and I know where I'm going to be. You don't put the pressure. A lot of dudes, the reason why they fumble a female in the bag is because they're trying to rush. Oh, let's go on this date, because a lot of men is horn dogs, and they just trying to get in, and then, you realize, I'm at a point now where I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to get back to semen retention, to the point where, I'm not doing nothing. I'm retaining my seed because I know the energy that and it's not just semen retention. That was the biggest video that I have on this page. So that is the tell and tell side. That's something that I need to get back into. But it's all my vices. Smoking. I want to get back into 75 hard. I broke my ankle, so a lot of the things where I can take content with self-development, I think that we should get back into 75 hard. Let me know in the comments if I should. But yeah, I think that, being more disciplined, really focused, showing, documenting, staying consistent, putting out all this content, going on different sites, that's how you are going to build. But you must start off small. I first started on YouTube. Now I'm on TikTok. Then I was on TikTok when I was on YouTube. Now I'm realizing I got to stay on both. Start off small. But yeah, back to women, when you just take it slow and you keep the ball in your court and you are focused on, your future, your purpose, what you can control, and you're not locked in on what they doing, whether they call you back. You don't want to call me back? Fine. Fine, better. Hope you got to be so locked in with, what you can give and who you are. Yeah, dude might look better than me. Yeah, he might be taller than me. Yeah, he may have more money. But I know whoever I'm going to be with, I'm going to bless them so much. And I know if I could bless somebody right now and I'm still striving to become a better version of myself, by the time I get to where I need to be, whoever's going to be in my life, they're going to be so blessed that it's not even going to matter who anybody is with, because I'm going to be happy and I'm going to make somebody else happy and I'm going to attract that person into my life. I'm not going to, a lot of the times social media, you find her on social media and all that. So with the women, take it slow, take the small steps. Right now with the life and the situation, like when you going through real life situations, I veer back on everything. I'm not talking to nobody, and I'm about to get back on Seymour Intention, because I've realized, like, bro, the shit that I really want to do, bro, these years are flying by, and if I'm not willing to really sacrifice what I really want in life, time's gonna go by, and I'm not gonna get to where I really want to be. 1, 2, that all they say is it really takes 1 year. 1, 2 years of really locking in, staying consistent, sleepless nights, locked in, growing physically, mentally, spiritually. That shit's gonna go a long way. So I'm just bought into that, and I'm really just trying to buy into that. Like, how far can we really take this shit? But yeah, with the females, bro, you gotta basically view with females, y'all. I used to try to control them, fall in love with them. I used to try to manipulate them. I tried to, talk shit to think that I could control how they were going to respond to me. Like, I done been it all. Like, literally, I done been in all the situations with females. So, now it's like, I know my worth. And if a woman isn't going to fall in line with your program, first of all, you need to have a program. But if she's not like locked in with your program, how can she lock in with your program when you don't know yourself? Because you couldn't set the foundation. When you didn't start off small. When you didn't remove your ego and build, yourself as a man from the ground up. So you never really sat down to get to know yourself. All you've been doing is hopping from relationship to relationship, or you've been manipulating or narcissist or doing, what you shouldn't have done. And now you don't even know how to be that man for that woman that you say you want. Like, it's a cycle. It's a vicious cycle. The men are pointing at the women are pointing at the men, and we both have the power and control to step up and change things, but we're both scared because of the trauma that we've been through. But the only way we're going to change is to step through that childhood trauma, to step through, whatever the case may be, to be able to be like, what, I'll let that go. It might have fucked me up, but I'm okay. We okay. That's where I'm at right now. Like, I love everybody. I want everybody to know I love them to death. But in the same sense, I can't tolerate the foolishness. So if you're going to come around, the least I need to know is that it's genuine. And if it's not, then I love you from a distance. And that's how it should be with women. You shouldn't have no bone to pick with women and, oh, she did me wrong, or, oh, she cheated on me. Y'all, do you understand that people kill each other because of a other person's body part? And I'm saying that off of, I felt like, killing somebody, or I felt disrespected, lied to. I felt down, sad, mad, frustrated, angry. I done felt every single emotion. But then once you just come to, I said this before multiple times on here, what somebody else eats doesn't make you shit. Who somebody mess with doesn't make you, finish. So why put stock into those things when you can put your energy into things that are going to, positively get you the results that you want into your life, rather than trying to control somebody, try to control people. Meanwhile, they talking behind your back because you trying to control them, knowing good and well that that's impossible. You just gonna keep learning that lesson until you let go of that. So yeah, with these women, bro, just let go. Attract the right one towards you, and if not, at the end of the day, y'all, what I've learned is I've stressed to have women in my life. I fought over women. I lived with women. Like, I've had every single experience that you can have with a woman, and the best advice that I can have is, bro, live your life, because regardless if she's there or not, like right now, if somebody's not doing what I want them to do, I'm not attached to them, and I got so much shit going on, and I'm living my purpose, that I might feel some type of way, but I wouldn't be hurt and devastated off of what somebody does. So start small. The reason why I say start small with women is because, once you get in a relationship and y'all in love, ain't no going back. Once feelings are involved, ain't no going back. So, you can always go slow, but once you locked in, you locked in. So start off small when it comes to relationship. And the last topic that I have is start off small when it comes to your finances. You're not going to become a millionaire overnight. And if you hit the lottery, you do finesse and get a big bag, chances are you're not going to be ready to sustain. You need money management. You need to be informed. You need to train yourself. That's another reason why I do content creation. It's because it's free. Let alone I can express myself, have fun, do, and say what I believe. I don't have to go spend money to go do it. I don't have to go to the club. I don't have to get dressed. I pretty much press record. So when you buy into starting off small, okay, I'm gonna just slowly but surely, I'm just gonna start, because information is more powerful than actually having the money. Having the information and then, taking action on that information. There's information that I know, stocks, crypto. But even with that information, if I buy with stocks, with crypto, you gotta buy into starting off small, just throwing in a couple dollars. It's the long-term investments. So we're not looking to hit a home run. If we hit a home run, cool. You invested in the Dogecoin and came up, cool, but we're not looking for those things, because a lot of the times that's when we take the loss. We just trying to get on base. We just trying to get that bunt, get that one hit, get a double. Yeah, triples, like I said, triples and home runs are great, but we aren't focused on those things. We're just focused on slowly but surely building that thing up. Because what would you have? Would you rather have 1 point every single inning, or would you rather have all your points, and let's say it be 6 points in one inning, and not have no points after that? So yeah, bro, buy into starting off small, whether that's your finances, money, building a business, starting a channel, social media, whatever you want to do. You have to do making clothes, stocks, whatever you want to do, start small. do what you can with what you got and just keep building off of that. And day by day, it's going to compound. Before you know it, people aren't buying into everybody wants to get rich quick. And if they can't get rich quick, they rather be broke. Tell me how that makes sense. When you can take the slow route, learn information, buy it, and have belief, and manifest and grow and believe in whatever, whether that is a woman, your finances, your physique, a business, whatever you want to do, it's time to create. But before you create, you really have to get the mindset of all the things that I'm saying. So go and look at all my videos, because all these are going to tie into each other. But you really have to buy into starting off small. Start off small. Right now, I'm buying into starting off small. Right now, I'm 177 pounds. Watch where I take this shit. It's not because I think I'm strong, I think I'm big, I'm putting up big weight. No, it's because I'm really buying in to I'm right here, and I accepted that. A lot of the times at 177 or wherever you are, you haven't even accepted where you are. So yeah, you might gain a few pounds, but you don't know where you're going if you don't know where you are. Once you realize where you are and able to accept where you are, it's a whole completely different ballgame. Yeah, I'm 177, not where I want to be, but watch where I take this shit. Rather than you being 177, dang, I wish I was 180. That's the feeling that I often have. Dang, I wish I had more. Dang, instead of being content where I'm at, starting off small and building it one step at a time. When they say you got to have faith and belief, it's not always just having faith and belief into the big dream. Sometimes it's just having faith and belief that you just going to take this next step. Where you want to get in life is not leaps and bounds. They're baby steps. Staying consistent. So yeah, anything I want to do, y'all, it's time to create. I've been ranting for about 30 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. But yeah, I'm about to get off of here, post some more. About to go on my other channel, make a reaction video. So, I'm about to start just stockpiling and having content for both these pages, my YouTube channel. Once I stockpile enough, we're gonna go back on live. I'm really locked in, y'all, and I'm really about to build this shit. So hit me with the like, comment, let me know what you guys think, hit me with a sub, and I love y'all. It's time to really lock in, starting off small. We're gonna get to where we want to get to. It's October 27th, so November, December. So we got 2 months until 2026, which is a great start. I feel like 2026 we're going to get into really just right now. These next 2 months I'm going to lock into my vices and building this content. By the time we build the content, I want to get back into the 75 hard, which will be even more great content. I just really about to just lock in, y'all. Pump shit out. So, and this isn't about me, just over here on the pedestal and everybody just this is a simulation to whatever y'all want to do. That's the reason why I make the videos. I don't have to come on here 30 minutes to break down you guys, shit that you already know and what I'm about to do. I'm doing this shit so you guys can see, oh shit, if he can do it, I can do this shit. Take this shit serious. Start focused on how to really lock in and to build your dreams into reality. Because I feel like that's more, inspiration is the highest form. Heard that from Nipsey. Rest in peace. Inspiring somebody is the highest form of, of human act that you can do. how you can serve people. It's inspiration. And that's what I want to give to you guys, so you guys can keep going and become the best version of yourselves. So I love y'all's positivity, good vibes. Tap in with me. We staying consistent. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Love y'all. Peace. We out.